What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Church Takes back at y'all with another one. Let's talk about it. Basically, Stop the King. Danny from the Stop and Shampoo. It looks like they may be having contract issues. They just put out a little clip, so basically, you know what I mean. Let's talk about it and let's take it from the top. Um, so what I do like is that they had a transparent conversation when it comes down to the contract. They did it on air. They didn't hide anything behind the scenes. They did this on air, and shout out to them for being transparent with not only themselves and all parties involved, but also the viewers. That is dope. Shout out to you guys again. Shampoo and his manager want to get paid out in perpetuity even if the show ends or gets canceled. The perpetuity is the word that says, I'm going to get paid out, or I want to get paid out forever, no matter what happens with the show, as long as the show produces some type of monies. So that perpetuity word is a word that you guys definitely need to, uh, if you have contracts on the table, you know what I mean? If you aka Big Loan and you got a whole bunch of contracts on the table over here, over there, and over there, make sure that that perpetuity word, if it's in it, it's in there in your favor. If it's in there for the other person's favor, you probably don't want to sign a contract. Moving on, but I'm not a lawyer, so that's not legal advice. That's just an opinion. Anyway, moving on. So the percentage right now, and this was very, very interesting to me. The percentage right now, and thank y'all for putting this out because nobody puts this kind of stuff out there. But it's 35 to Danny, 35 to Shampoo, and then 30 to Shampoo's manager. I believe his name is Dupree. Wow. Wow. I mean, okay. Listen, again, I love the transparency. I'm gonna just leave the percentages where it's at for right now. Um, Danny stated that Shammy's manager and Flip fell out, which is why Shampoo isn't with Flip anymore. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Because Ship had Flip and Shampoo, they had something going over there, and I felt like if they were to be just a tad bit consistent, they could have popped off and things could have been fine. Like they still could have been on air the whole nine. Maybe I don't know if I would have been watching because once Shammy did that crazy thing with the mic, I probably wasn't gonna be tuning in to that particular show anymore. But this is a more reserved Shammy. Shout out to Shammy for taking out the gum. I haven't seen gum in Shammy's mouth ever since we had to mention it in just the constructive criticism that we gave him on the first episode review. You guys could definitely go check that out. I may put a description and a link for that. But shout out to Shemi for taking the gum out of his mouth and whatnot. So let's just go ahead and move on. You know, I hope that they'll be all right because listen, Shami's manager, man, he's good. He knows how to talk. He knows how to speak. Shami had called uh Dupreme and they put him on speaker, and that mother effer knows how to talk. But for some reason, I wouldn't trust it. I mean, he just speaks way too good for somebody like me. He'll it, like he just no, it just sounds too good. You know what I'm saying? The way that he speaks is just like I don't know, man. For some reason I wouldn't trust him, man. But I don't know. I don't know him, so you know, I'm just talking as a person that just heard the conversation on YouTube. So my stance really doesn't have anything to do with anything. But if that mother ever said something like that to me, oh, I understand, and we're building this, and he said a statement: if a nickel gets sold, I want PC. Like, yeah, no, I don't know, man. I don't know. But anyway, those percentages are wild, but I don't know the logistics of it all. Um, Like for example, if I mean, Danny had an issue because most of he does most of the administrative work. You know what I mean? As far as the edits, the final decision, the product that's actually going to be put out there. So, I mean, he feels like he's entitled to more. He didn't say that, but he definitely feels like he's entitled to a bigger percentage. 35 is crazy. Now, I would agree with Danny because once you're doing your edits and once you do a whole show and you got to sit there and do the administrative work, I mean, that's a job. That's a whole job and it takes more time in some cases to do the edit than no, it takes more time to do the edit and most times than it does to actually shoot the pod. So I would definitely agree. I mean, this seems like they just tried Danny to see if he was a sucker or not, and he clearly wasn't. To propose 35, 35, 30 to Danny, especially when he's doing all of the edits and all of the cuts, and I get that Shim may have brought the sponsor in and the whole 9 yards, so I get that. But they tried Danny. They definitely tried him, and he wasn't with it. Um, and yeah, that was yeah, they yeah, man. They definitely tried him. 35, 35, 30. Again, I don't know the logistics, but Lord have mercy. Y'all got to do better than that. Shout out to Manny for getting the chair fixed. That was a funny part of the pod. Just the clip that they had put out there. Um, I think Shammy's manager, he stated that he wanted Danny from the stop and Shammy to go up and be on the Joe Budden podcast. That's something that he wants. Yeah, man, I don't know, man. I don't know, but and then it's funny because as they were closing out, Danny says, the Stop the King, this could be over, sooner than you know. How long will this last? So they're going to try to work out their contract disputes. Contract disputes are great for content nowadays, so shout out to y'all. I'm looking forward to the part 2 of the contract dispute, but again, thank you guys for the premium content that you guys continuously put out there on display. So, with that being said, we're going to get up out of here. But before we do, go ahead and head over to manhattangray.com. If you have gray hair or if you don't, or if you have dry hair, you can keep your hair moisturized, you can keep your hair hydrated, and you can keep your hair healthy. Most importantly, it's a black owned business. You get about 20% off. There's a link in the page description. Go check them out. Phenomenal brothers, and you'll have your package within 2 to 3 business days. So, with that being said, we are out. Just do me a favor. Remember that, well, actually, before we go into that, like, comment, and subscribe. And do me a favor. Just remember that the best takes are the church's takes. Over and out.